If statements allow you to control the flow of execution depending on the satisfied condition or set of conditions. A condition must evaluate to a Boolean expression result of true to execute a code. So the syntax of an if statement is uh, the basic one would be if, and then your Boolean expression enclosed in parentheses, and then the code that you want to execute. So the other variant is if you have a multi-line of code execution, then you enclose it in curly braces. Okay, so let's look at an example here. So here we have declared a variable of type integer and initialized it into a value of 80. So here we have our first example of an if statement wherein we've compared our score variable if it is greater or equal to value of 80. If it is, then we write it out to our console. So basically, our the body of our if statement is just a single line of code, which is this one. All right. So let's run this quickly to see the result. So we're expecting that uh, this message will be printed out, and as you can see, you have the you passed text written out here in our console app, right? So let's continue. That is a basic if statement code or structure. So let's comment this one out and let's go to this example. So if you have several lines of code that you want to execute or do as a part of your logic, then you just enclose it in these curly braces. And so in this case, aside from writing this message that you've passed, you've also added another message that indicates or says that uh, you have 10 bonus points. So if we run this quickly, then we should expect these two messages being written out in our console app, as you can see here. So lastly, if your if statement is a very simple and straight one, you can do it as a single line. Here it is presented here as a single line. All right, and then if you notice that our Boolean expression is a method call, which in this case is this method. So we have a method here that basically does the same thing of our condition, where we just return if the score is greater than or equal to 80. We just return this value from our method back to our if statement, if condition part, and then we execute uh, this message or show this message. Again, if we run this one, we should be getting the same result as from our first example. So as you can see, the message is printed, you passed. And so that is our if statement.